What is up, everyone? We're here with episode number 29 of the Sunday Riff Refinery. That's 29 songs. I guess not 29 songs. Some of them are continuations of songs. Today's going to be a continuation of a deathcore track. But we're changing up the guitar tone on it because, as most of you probably have seen at this point, Neural DSP released a new update for the Quad Cortex, and that put Nolly X and Parallax X on the Quad Cortex, both of which are plugins that I already own and love using, and so I decided to make a tone using Nolly X and my 7-string GOC Guitars Vajra Plus, and it did the thing. It sounds sick. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and put some headphones on, jump into Cortex Control, let you hear the tone, and then we'll jump into writing a breakdown. We're going to do a deathcore breakdown today. Just sounds like the right thing to do with Nolly X. So, let's jump in. Alright, as usual, I've got my headphones on, as should you if you want to hear this properly. Up on the screen, we've got Cortex Control. I'm going to give you a brief rundown after I let you hear it, because I'm really digging how this sounds. Do you hear it when I dig into that? Just sounds sick, dude. Alright, so what we're working with on this tone here, we have two gates going. We have the input gate, and then we also have the adaptive gate. Then we have overdrive 2. I kind of went back and forth between the two different overdrives. I'm probably going to actually end up using a hardware overdrive for this at some point. But overdrive 2 kind of won out. We brought the bass down to 1 on it, cranked the treble and level. You know, good old overdrive settings there. Then on the amp itself, we're using the rhythm amp, and I've got the gain brought pretty far down, bass I left alone. You can see it's all pretty standard settings on here. Brought down the master, cranked the output, and then I did Nolly's trick of just bringing the presence almost all the way down on this and letting the cab section and EQ do the work. So on the cab section, we have a dynamic 57 almost right on the center of the cone. And then I put a ribbon 121 a little bit further out because I thought it beefed up the body of it, and we are on cab number 4 here. Last up is just some simple EQ. I really love the EQ section in Nolly X. It's definitely better than all of the other Neural DSP plugins in my opinion, just because of the frequencies that they chose there. It just works and it does the thing and it sounds good. And that's with Nolly's mod turned on. Otherwise, it's just a normal graphic 9. That's it. That's what that tone is. It's very simple. Alright, so now let's go ahead and head into Logic. So the song that we're going to be adding a breakdown to is the one that I titled Anubis Gates recently, and this is what it sounds like using the old guitars on it. These were using different amp sim, and they still sounded great. I'm really addicted to this tone that I built on the Quad Cortex, so I will be re-recording everything in the song, just not today. But this is the song, how it sounded before. Alright, so you get the gist of it, right? And I haven't revisited this song at all since we wrote that during that session. So I thought it was time, because right after this section, it's dying for a breakdown there, because I need something to turn it back around into the verse. And I think a breakdown's gonna do it. So let's go ahead and go to the drum track. So we need to look up some loops on here, and I'm gonna go with the Loudstack metal MIDI grooves again, because I'm pretty sure that has some breakdown grooves in it, and I don't remember what mapping I have Krimh Drums on. We are using the Bogren Digital Krimh Drums on this. I think I had it set to tune track, because I do use a lot of tune track grooves as well. Let's go to mid-tempo grooves and see if we can find some breakdowns. And as always, there are affiliate links down in the description to pick up any of these products that you might see me using, except for like a Quad Cortex. Obviously, I don't have an affiliate code for a Quad Cortex. It would be kind of cool if I did, but that ain't happening anytime soon, obviously. So that way you can help support me in this channel and support the businesses that make these awesome products. So let's go ahead and listen to some of these breakdowns and see if one of them works. Okay, that's the Deathcore breakdown one. Let's see what the variation sounds like. That sounds pretty good. Let's check out one more variation of that. Okay, then we'll go to the waltz breakdown. That one's cool. What's the beatdown sound like? Okay, and then let's go to the, I think, metalcore, I believe. Where did it go? Okay, in slow grooves, there's breakdowns under the metalcore one. So let's see what the slow grooves sound like. Okay, that could work. No, same. Okay, so we'll keep the metalcore one and then we'll go back to the deathcore one as well and just we'll riff on both of them and see what happens. I'm just gonna let it loop and we're gonna riff over this, okay? Let's go ahead and do it. I think something fast like that's gonna work, honestly. Let's go and do it again. Come on, man, we gotta get this. It's too upbeat, though. Okay, we just gotta keep jamming. Maybe. I think that's a little bit more evil sounding, even though it's out of key for that. Okay, let's do it. Okay, it was all clean except for the damn string noise there. Let's go ahead and see if we can double track it. If we can't, I'm just gonna have to keep going until I get it. This is fun though, this is a good one. Yeah, it's all messy. It's all messy, man. This is gonna suck. Let me turn on the click track and we're gonna have to do it with the click. Okay, you know what we're actually gonna have to do? Is we're just gonna have to do it in sections. Usually I try not to do this because I like to record it all in one straight riff, but that one's challenging me. Okay, let's see if we can do that double tracked though. We'll see. Cool, we got that. We just need to change it up a little bit. So what do we want to do for the run? So at the end there, is what we did the first time. I wish this had a trem because that would be a sick place for a dive bomb. Maybe we just do that or a pick scrape. I don't know, let's riff it out. Maybe that works? And actually that might work in reverse, is have the first part end with a pick scrape and then the second part, which is fine because we can actually copy and paste those over, or not copy and paste, but we can just drag them over. And we will go back and re-record the first part and see how that sounds. If I can do it. See, there's something weird. It's not sounding good. I don't know what that is. Is it the way I played it? I think these ones need to be redone. It just doesn't sound good with that second piece of drum, with the second half of the drums, unfortunately for me. Okay, let's see if that sounds good flowing out before we double track that. I think what it is these got cut off there. Okay, I think we can double track that now. Let's try. Now we go into the slow part. Okay, so we just got to riff with it. Do we follow the drums or do we slow this down? Let's slow it down. That could work. Let's go ahead and try double track. Now we're gonna have to write something as far as drums go. I think what we'll do is we'll take this loop and we'll remove some of those kicks though. Yeah. That works. That's a little bit less kicky. Okay, let's listen to that whole thing and see how it sounds. All right, that works. That works. That actually sounds good. Now though, we need something slower. We need to make this truly a deathcore breakdown, you know, so we can stick with the same theme. All right, let's go ahead and record that to a click and see what we've got. That was the worst I played to a click in a very long time. That was awful. That was awful. Let's go ahead and create a MIDI region over here. And we'll just start writing the drums. Okay, something like that. Is that, that's too much. Okay, China works for this. It sounds good. All right, I just wrote something completely random there now, and we're gonna see if I can make any guitars make sense there. So let's go ahead and play along with it. 35 minutes in today, so far. I know it's gonna be less time in the final video, but 35 minutes on this breakdown. Maybe we copy that over and we do that instead, because I don't know, like I said, this is pissing me off. I gotta get something here. Let's see if we do this instead. Oops, those are meant to be kicks. Maybe we go with that. Let's see if we can do something with that one. I don't know, maybe we do a pinch harmonic there. That one was better. May as well be after 19 freaking takes. Okay, what do we want to end this with though? Because we can't just end it the same. Actually, we can. We definitely can. But we need the guitars to end different though. Can't end the same on guitars. The drums are fine to go the same. Well, let's end it like that. Let's try that. Let's actually end it properly with the drums though. Let's go ahead and dan-dan-dan-dan bump. Okay. Let's see if that works. Let's go ahead and record it. Okay, that might be it. That's slightly different too. We changed the guitars up. Sloppy, I know. But we're gonna keep it because we need to put some bass in here so we have some bass to go along with it. And you already know that you probably see over there in the corner the new GOC Illumina bass, and I'm gonna go grab it real quick. We're gonna be rocking that on some Parallax X on the Quad Cortex. So, BRB, let me grab that real quick. All right, so just like with the guitars, let's do a quick rundown of this tone. We have our input and adaptive gate going. I have the looper in here just because that's how I set my tones. And then I have these two compressors I didn't end up using at all. And then we have Parallax X on here. Now, if you haven't downloaded this update yet, or if you haven't messed with it yet, just remember that inside of the Parallax X plugin on the Quad Cortex, you do have all three blocks within that one block. You don't actually need to add an impulse response block, and if you do, it's gonna sound really weird for a good reason, because Parallax X actually processes the low end and adds it through post-impulse response. And so if you do your own impulse response, the low end is gonna be hitting it. It might not sound that good. So make sure you don't use an external IR unless you create a different tone that you like, then do what you will, because that's what music's all about. So in here I have some basic settings going on. I have the impulse response with one of the mics right on the cone because I wanted some extra brightness. And we do have some basic EQ, pulling out some mids and bumping the lows a little bit. And then on the EQ itself, I'm just dipping out some frequencies I just didn't like. And here's what that sounds like. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get to recording here because my camera's battery is almost dead, so we need to get this done. Oh, that's hard. I got it though. That wasn't bad. It's not great either, but we don't have time for great right now. We don't have time for great right now. God, that sucks to record. It's always fun though. All right, that was it, and we're going to listen to the entire song this time, which is pretty long. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on all of the old stuff, and you can tell me which one sounded better to your ears, the Quad Cortex tone or the Bogren Digital tone, because I thought they both sounded great. We're using Krimh Drums from Bogren Digital regardless, but let's see which one sounded better to you. I'll mess with the volume and everything while we're listening to that too. I'm gonna leave the vocals turned off. So we're gonna listen to this from the very start. Let me know down in the comments, which guitar and bass tone combo did you like more? Mind you, all mix processing is turned off. I have no mix bus processing. I have no master bus processing. I have no guitar bus processing, literally everything off. So you're hearing just the plugins when it comes to the Bogren Digital stuff, and you're hearing just the Quad Cortex when it comes to the breakdown. So let's take a listen. All right, that was it. That was Sunday Riff Refinery number 29. What did y'all think? Which tone was better there? Do you like the Quad Cortex tones with Nolly X and Parallax X on the Quad Cortex better? Or did you like the Bogren Digital tones? Because this video is not sponsored by either of them. And yes, again, I do have affiliate links down in the description, but Not sponsored by anybody. They don't know that I'm even making this video. And I think both tones sound really good and both fit the genre pretty damn well as well. And yeah, I don't know. This is the trouble with having access to all of this stuff is I have to A and B and shoot out these things all the time so that I can actually finally choose, because believe it or not, this song is nearing completion and I'm writing it with a buddy of mine. He's actually writing some other riffs to this that you guys haven't gotten to hear yet. You will in the future. But this is part of a at least 4 to 5 song deathcore EP that I will be releasing along with my friend, name of the band, soon to be announced. So don't you worry, we got some good old Bay Area deathcore coming your way, along with some more vocals. None today on this one, as you heard. I'm not ready to write for it yet because I don't know if we'll even keep this. I don't know. Are you digging this? Does it fit the song, or should I take all of what we just wrote, that breakdown, and put it into a different song? I don't know, man. I'm very, very, very indecisive today, if you couldn't tell. Well, as I said earlier, that is it for Sunday Riff Refinery number 29. Please be sure to check out the video linked up above and down in the description where I do a review of these beautiful new basses from GOC Guitars. These are amazing and my new favorite pieces of gear. These are a game changer for me. As you heard, they sound ridiculous. But until next time, peace and love, and I will talk to you on the next one. Peace out now.